Hey everyone, it's me, Donna. Okay, this video has more to do with GEDmatch and what I found. I've been playing around with all kinds of different things that they've got going on that website, the Genesis GEDmatch website, where I uploaded my raw DNA from 23andMe to this website. And here lately I've been playing around with the different features and everything, and I come across areas where you can find your native roots of what you are, including your Caucasian and, your Native American, your Asian, Middle Eastern, whatever. It talks about that and gives you percentages of that according to this particular, I guess, DNA matchup. And the populace that they use for that. So these are the figures that it came up with, and this is the pie chart that it has. It's called the MDLP World 22 Admixture Proportions. Okay, so like I said, this is your native roots broken down to, I guess, kind of as far back as this particular study goes. And according to my results, I have 0.38% Pygmy, and we all know that those are known as very short people in Africa and parts of Asia, which I guess that explains why I'm kind of short. So yeah, being of short heritage doesn't really surprise me. So there you go. Okay, and 9.05% West Asian, which that includes parts of the Middle East, Upper Africa, like Egypt, all that, and on into, Asia a little bit. So that's where, excuse me, excuse me. So, that encompasses that, which, again, no surprises. I mean, it's telling me basically what I already know, but it's just, like I said, it's going into the roots of it, so to speak, the native part of it. So, okay, then there's the North European Mesolithic. I've got 2.26% of that. And of course, that's the northern part of Europe. So yeah, that's, and I guess that has to do with the hunter-gatherer farmers of that area. Okay. Then there's the Mesoamerican. I've got 0.9% of that, and that has to do with Native Americans of North America. From what I understand, those are the people who are in basically Central America. They like places like Mexico and all that, Guatemala, all those areas. And a lot of those people, hundreds and thousands of years ago, they spread on up into North America itself. So that would explain how I ended up with it in my DNA. So that's interesting, because I was kind of curious, at what part, because you've got your upper Native Americans in Canada and all that, who originated up in there in Alaska and areas like that. Then of course you've got the central part of North American Native Americans, and then you've got your on down into like Mexico and all that. And mine originated from Mexico and that area, and just, I guess, went on up spread into maybe the southern areas of, like, say like Alabama, Tennessee, Georgia, all those areas. So that's where my people originated, as far as the Native American part. Okay. Then there's the Atlantic Mediterranean Neolithic people. I've got 36.54% of that, and that has to do with like Great Britain, Scandinavia, all those areas up in there, the upper Atlantic part of that. Okay, again, that's nothing new. I pretty much knew that. And then there's the Indo-Iranian. I've got 0.9% of that. That has to do with Iran, Iraq, all that type of thing. I guess it would have to do with the inner circle of that particular area, if I understand right. So that's where the native part of my Middle Eastern comes from. Okay, but also like Northeast European. Now that I've got 46.39 of that. Now that has to do with the whole, let's see, the Baltic area, as well as areas like Greece and Italy and all that type of thing. It includes that whole spectrum of Europe, all the people within those areas. So, yeah, that's, that rings true from what I have found out through, the other DNA results that I have gotten. Okay, then there's the South African. I've got 0.05% of that. So that would be, Africans from the very southern tip of Africa. Okay, and I also have Sub-Saharan African, which, I already knew that from my other DNA results. According to this, I've got 0.51% of that. And, of course, that considers areas of Nigeria and Congolese and all that type of origins. Okay. Then there's the Near East, and I believe that has to do with the Middle East, if I'm understanding correctly. Areas around, again, Iraq, Iran, all that type of thing. And Egypt and all that. That just kind of reinstates that pretty much. So yeah, that that was in my other results as well, or at least in my my heritage DNA results. It popped up that I had like Egyptian, Middle Eastern type thing. So yeah, which of course it didn't show up in my 23andMe, but it did show up in my heritage results. And it's showing up here as well. Okay, and that is 2.28%. Then I have, as far as my Polynesian, it's Malaysian, which is 0.07. And the Austronesian, if I pronounced that correctly, I've got 0.67% of that. So those have to do with the areas of Southern Asia, the islands around Southern Asia, all the way over to Australia, all the islands in between there, and California. And of course this could include areas near Hawaii and all that type of thing, New Zealand, all those areas. So any group of those islands is where my Polynesian heritage started, so to speak. So yeah, I just wanted to kind of go a little deeper into that and everything, share that with you guys. So I hope I didn't bore you too much with it. I hope everyone is having a nice day. Bye.